There are stories we all wish we could forget. Stories we want to omit. Ones that we want to lie to ourselves about, and especially to others. We want to say we're only the good we did. We want to say the lives that we impacted for the better are the ones that mattered. A grand book with every pen stroke of monotony and wrong omitted in hopes our fragile lie stands unmarred by crystalline memory. But are those banal atrocities anything in the face of love? If we make a list of the things we'd be willing to die for, wouldn't our loved ones be at the top? A wife, a husband, a child. Every wasted moment, every act of laziness, ineptitude, anger. Wouldn't they be nothing if we could just be loved and loved another wholly? To accept and be accepted? Wouldn't we do anything for that? How far can we go before evil, even for the sake of love, is just evil?
Everybody, just be quiet for a second.
You hear the solitary footsteps of someone upstairs, the creaking of floorboards, and the bemoaning of a lonely figure.
Did y'all hear that? I think it's something further upstairs. Didn't realize there was more. Got a ways to go, it seems.
It's a big house.
When we first approached the house, how many floors or stories could we see?
It looked to be 2 with maybe an attic.
So the only way higher than this would be the attic. Or I suppose I'll say that loud to the party. It must be somewhere in the attic.
And as the glowing Rowan steps beside the dark Rakah, his cloak tied around him, you see inside a long gallery. Spider webs and cobwebs obstruct your vision. It's a stone fireplace sitting in the northwestern portion. There are paintings, the north and south, lining the wall, each covered with that same thick sheet of dusty cobwebs. The subjects of these paintings are obscured from view.
Are there any entrances in there or doors leading anywhere else that I can see?
Across the way as your glowing form emanates in, you see another curtain on the western wall.
Bracing myself and trying to clear my mind, I will very cautiously step into the room and be careful not to bump into or touch anything if I can.
Should we check the other rooms first before venturing further?
I think that's what we're doing, Rakah.
I meant into this hallway.
I'd like to get a lay of just how large this area is. Besides, we're going to be needing to explore this, whatever room this passage leads to anyway at some point. No need to stall it.
It is dark over here. Anybody, you got another torch?
Yeah, here. I toss him one of mine.
Oh, thanks.
And I will cautiously step over to the entrance door you pointed out and see if I can open it.
Your face is covered in cobwebs as it tangles in your hair and in your mouth. But finally you make your way over, and you peel back another set of curtains. It seems to be a bedroom. The furniture in here is dusty and unkempt, but it does not exhibit any major signs of water or mold damage. It's just cold. The one exception is a dark stain on the desk near the northern window.
Seeing Rakah approach behind me, I hold up my hand and say, this room looks very important. I suggest we wait for a bit.
Okay.
And the halfling sees 2 doors in front of him. One to his west here, and then one to his northeast.
Gary approaches the door. All right, well, let's try this one. Dust.
You are quite the imitator.
As you open this door,
It means a lot coming from a Kenku.
a layer of dark green and black mold all plume out onto the floor. You can't help but cover your mouth. This entire bedroom is caked in the spongy layer.
No. No.
I move the torch kind of inside the room and look about. Is it
Rowan,
like-
are you coming?
Coming where?
Just to continue the search of the house.
I was standing by for when we were ready to explore the bedroom, though. I suppose if I'm needed, I'll come along. But we should only go in here, I have a feeling, when we're all ready for trouble.
I don't feel like splitting up is the best idea.
You hear a voice quivering in the corner. You can't see it in the firelight. Somewhere, maybe underneath the bed, you hear a child's voice asking, "What's on your face, Mommy?"
Kari, be careful.
Hello? Is anybody there? He
As-
bends down and peeks under the bed.
As you do, give me a wisdom save.
All right. I can do that. I'm good at that. I'm fucking good at that shit.
Excellent.
And as you are looking underneath the bed, you see the ghostly vision of an echo of a child looking in fear as your hands now rise to your face. Almost claws intending to rip away whatever horror lays there. But you blink. Your hands fall and the child's scared visage is gone.
Agari will stumble backwards and... Oh, God!
Brother, are
Hey,
you
all right,
well?
all right.
Did you see... Were my hands normal? I just had claws a second ago.
They have.
Yes,
they
I
have
did see
always-
those.
I did not see.
Oh, God. Well, something's either in there or just in the house in general, but under the bed. Didn't like it. I cast Chill Touch under the bed. It's a cantrip.
As that ghostly hand, almost a skeletal hand, flies forward and into the darkness, there is no response. Necrotic energy damages the wood only.
It seems we are living whatever nightmare led to this place to be abandoned.
How many people do you think lived in this house?
All I know of is the ones that we have seen and their suffering, the mother, the child, and the father they feared.
Well, anything else?
Let's press on. Rukar? After you?
Is this a door right here or something else?
That is a door. And you can definitely open it.
I will open the door. Or try to.
Alright. As you try to open the door, this one gets jammed. It seems as if the wood is swollen shut. Maybe with a bit of force you could push it
You
open.
two are good at kicking.
Here.
I guess, yeah, Thragtusk and Rowan will line up for the door.
Alrighty. One of you give me an advantage athletics check.
Alright, here. Where's athletics? Here we are.
You don't need it. Alright. As Rowan bursts the wet and swollen wood down, it breaks in two, one piece falling onto the floor and causing more of the dust and cobwebs to be disturbed, opening into what looks to be a washroom. In here, it's an iron tub sitting in the middle. The floorboards are sagging under its weight.
And
Call me unadventurous, but I don't see any need to go in there.
Do it, you won't. I'm just kidding. Agari
Are we
will
done?
sneak in between the two of your legs and try this door.
It seems to open easily. The latch is dry but rusted.
Oh shit!
And as you peer in, this once fine chamber has been destroyed. The bed is smashed, mattress torn apart, walls gouged as if by knives, chairs hacked apart, and paintings on the walls torn to pieces, with one exception. A portrait hanging on the northwest wall seems to be untouched. Although it hangs backwards, its unseen subject facing the wall.
This time I'll step ahead of. This time I'll step ahead of Agari.
Do it.
Probably not the best idea.
Well, I don't see any more entrances in here, and nothing seems to look out of place
That
that
picture.
might lead to our food. That might be relevant.
If there's some evil presence here, you never know what it might reside in. Seems like some evil was done in this room.
That's exactly
Well-
why I don't want to mess with it.
I mean, it is giving us some clues.
This,
But perhaps it is a mystery that does not need to be solved.
I agree with Agari. Perhaps something is keeping the spirits here. Something is giving them cause to not move on. This portrait might be it.
Oh, very well. I will gently touch the portrait with the blunt end of my glaive.
As you begin to move towards the portrait, if you could, Rowan, give me a little bit of a wisdom save.
I swear I'm going to kill all of you.
Don't do it.
Peer pressure.
Oh God.
As you are approaching the portrait, you hear a voice of a woman. What do you get up to in the damp down below there? And as
Well-
you hear this voice, your hands clench around your glaive, and you begin to wildly swing.
I'll shout out, Thragtas, grab me!
All right, everybody roll initiative.
Oh God.
Here we go.
So as you were making your way over to the portrait, Agari was moving towards that mattress and was just kind of seeing what, like, investigating closer. So he's like kind of bent over, turns around, and sees all that going on.
Thragtusk, you hear your name called.
Well, this is not good. Thragtusk will attempt to grab him.
Give me an opposed grapple check, Rowan and Thragtusk. Athletics or dexterity, acrobatics if you're better at it. Thragtusk is able to restrain you, Rowan, before you are able to attack anyone. And as from behind he grabs onto the glaive and pulls it to your chest, you feel the strength of Rowan almost give out. And if you give me another wisdom saving throw, Rowan.
You want me to roll another wisdom? Okay.
Yes. And finally, he relaxes. You come to your senses again. Agari no longer your needed target for death and destruction.
Okay. What did we learn this time?
To not screw around with this fucking house, Raka.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well-
Raka, can you shoot it?
Shoot the painting.
Well, the glaive didn't work.
I can
The
try.
glaive didn't even make it to the painting.
I think it will get destroyed if I shoot it.
He's leaving. Bye.
I cannot see. It is too dark.
What do we do with the
Well-
torch?
Can I investigate?
Agari
a little bit
left.
of stuff up here.
Just dropped it on the floor. So as you're
I did.
investigating,
I'm not. I didn't. It wasn't an accident.
as you're investigating the bed, and you're looking over the slash marks. What do you give me a perception check and tell me what you're looking for, or what you're. Give me an investigation check. Sorry.
So the whole scene, I see some books on the ground, maybe, but like the slash marks, I'm looking to see if they were like I don't know, like aggression, like kind of what if I can glean any attitude of the slasher as how they were feeling when they were slashing.
All right,
that
give me
make
an
sense?
investigation check.
And that might not make any sense. That's just what
I get you. I got you.
like if
What
someone
is
was
it?
held captive here.
Perception works just fine. And as you
Sorry.
are looking over them, tracing the long, jagged marks with your fingers, you know this was done with a blade, with a long, thin blade. And it looks to be the work as you see the gouge marks in the wall, the desk destroyed, cut to pieces. You see the chairs ripped apart. This was done by someone who was in a craze.
Gotcha. Doesn't seem like they were looking for something.
No.
Okay. Well, Rakar, are we gonna go with that painting again or follow Rowan out? We should probably go. Maybe we'll remember it's here, and if it seems relevant.
Well, it is dark.
It's very dark. I'm gonna stay with Rowan.
Rowan's glowing form disappears and you all are cast in the darkness.
Okay.
I cannot see. I will leave now.
I say the pathway to the left leads to a stairway, probably to the attic. We'll save that for last.
That painting doesn't
A
belong in
stairwell
this
to the
world.
attic. Huh?
What's on the ground right there? Is that like ash or something?
It's
Like
more
that down.
black and gray mold.
Okay.
Always with the mold.
Gross.
Gross. That's surprising coming from you.
You're right. It's
Thragtusk,
gross in the best way possible.
Thragtusk weighs putting his axe through the painting and goes and follows them.
What's behind curtain number 2?
Might as well find out. I'll try to open it.
As you open these doors, as they squeak open, large, majestic oaken doors with inlay of designs burned into their surfaces. You see more of those stained glass windows.
Ooh.
It's a large room featuring 2 padded chairs and a long couch facing a wide alcove lined with those stained glass windows depicting a diverse array of animals and plants.
Do
The
they
northern
seem
one.
the same? I'm sorry.
They are not the same. The northern one has a large, pale, and ghostly scorpion, a gaunt man holding out his arms as a dozen bats hang from him below that. A moth with a strange skull-like pattern on its wings, and a tangle of dull green plants with bell-shaped flowers. And another one has a young maiden sitting astride a well in a forest, while a spindly spider the size of a dog descends along a string of webbing above her.
Is this a table here? Oh wait, I can't mark it. To the right of the couch, is that a table? Or I meant the gray thing in the middle of the room.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
just a rug.
Just a rug.
It's a very
Yeah,
ornate
right.
rug.
Ever get smothered by a rug?
Maybe it's a flying carpet.
I quickly see Rakar, our supplies are not here, and there's no other doors or faces or chests. There's nothing in here worth pursuing. I wouldn't waste your time.
If you want to give me an Arcana check, Rakar.
Great.
I have seen these in my homeland.
Are you sure you didn't mean to say dexterity saving throw?
I heard dexterity saving throw.
Oh man.
I'm eyeing Rakar for the slightest odd movement right now. I'm standing on the balls at my feet.
Eh.
You look at the stained glass and you see what the scorpion seems to be signifying something, and it all comes together, but then it escapes you on the edge of your vision.
It is symbolic. That's the right word, right?
They're very similar to the ones downstairs, right? I mean, they are,
These seem to be different, but
yes, but, I mean, we had a gnarled tree with a face, a centaur, a snarling wood. There was a 7-sided box I heard in one of them. I saw in one of them.
you have an impeccable memory.
I wonder if this seems interesting.
Agari, give me an Arcana check too.
I wasn't calling for an Arcana check. I was just.
I am, though.
Right,
I definitely am.
Arcana-ing.
17. Oh, nice. Okay. So, Agari, you realize as you
Going to
study
look
these,
closer.
you look closer, and you realize that this is scorpion venom, vampire's breath, the tongues of deathwing moths, belladonna, and the heart of a maiden slain by poison. All 5 components of a classical spell for necromancy.
Yes, I do find the colors very interesting to look at. But maybe now's not the time.
Ghastly art. Could you imagine having to look at that every day?
This
So-
really
Very
isn't the
strange.
time for art critique. Can we please get back to the mission?
Listen. I think I've seen something as I move up towards the stained glass, and I kind of put my fingers on it, and I say, these are all depicting very specific things, very specific ingredients that apply to a magic known as necromancy that I dabble in myself.
Oh?
But this is more powerful than I know. But these are well-known components.
Ooh.
Scorpion venom? I mean, look at this, even the girl on the well. How do you depict the heart of a poisoned girl? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Terrifying, but beautiful.
Well, it does beg the question, why is there stained glass windows with those things in the first place? But another clue?
Absolutely.
Perhaps some experiments down below. And having to do with
And look at all
reviving or
this
manipulating.
mold, and I mean, this house is dying. This house is an example of necromancy. Something is going on here, obviously.
As you touch
Ooh, what
the
is
window,
this?
as you touch the window, Agari, you can feel the cold outside. It's not so much just the cold on your skin, no, your entire body, the goosebumps flowing up your finger into your arm, across your chest. It almost takes away your breath. You can hear the howling of the desolation outside.
Oh God, I hate the cold. Fuck. We need to not go there again.
All the more reason not to be touching everything you're looking at in this house.
You know, you can learn more from more than one sense, you know?
Yes, you can also die from it here.
He licks the mold. No, I'm just kidding.
It's fucking raw!
Can I see what's in this case up here? Oop, I landed on top of it.
Yeah, as you open the case, you see what looks like old and rotted violins, 2 of them, side by side, as well as another instrument, what looks like a flute.
Well, I would take it, but I'm too tired with instruments.
It doesn't seem like it would work anymore. I mean, there's no strings.
That's what we thought downstairs. Or that's what I thought.
And just one more quick thing. Is this like music, like sheet music?
It is.
Gary will snatch up this sheet music.
It's
Rowan will
damp.
eye him carefully.
It's damp and covered in mold, but there are some discernible parts on it as you roll it and place it into your bag.
Thragtusk.
While these guys have been doing this, there's no way they took the mules into the attic. And it's unlikely they're on this floor either. So kind of Thragtusk is like on his hands and knees with his ear to the ground, seeing if he can hear the scuffling of their card animals.
As you put your ear to the ground, give me
People,
a perception check.
we've been talking about this laughter, but I don't really care about that. We need the animals couldn't have just disappeared.
As you put your ear to the ground, the house creaks and moans, but then you feel the wind rising up through the cracks in the floorboards beneath you. You can hear the moaning of the house, feel one with its existence, and you can understand at the heart of it there is something festering. But you cannot hear your animals.
Raka, yes, what?
Yeah. What is your god's stance on reviving the dead?
They're better left dead.
Good answer. Do you know anything about necromancy or anything like that?
That is a study that escapes me.
It was worth a try. Shall we move on?
It seems
If the
we have not found a way into the attic yet.
if the three of you are prepared, then we can explore the bedroom. But I suggest we be prepared for the worst.
Yes.
There's one more door down here, I think. Right here.
Hmm.
Haven't looked in yet. And he'll just walk up and break it open.
It creaks open.
Oh shit. Come here! Thragtusk, we might need you.
Inside is another bedroom. Features a child-sized bed, a chair next to a toy box, and a looming stone fireplace big enough for a child to get lost in. And you all entered the room.
Seems like it.
Well, I'm in the doorway.
Okay.
I'm not in the room, I swear.
Well, I've been trying to stay out of the room.
I know.
Yeah.
We're good.
Shit, so Rowan, damn. Okay.
Agari
So,
went
Rowan,
in, first.
give me a perception check real quick.
Me?
I mean,
Yes, well, everybody.
My goal is, since people like to go running when they get these visions, I want them to grab people if they try and run through the door, but... Perception.
Rakan, Thragtusk, and Agari. Rakan, Thragtusk, and Agari all hear the sound of a child sobbing. Sounds like it's coming from the fireplace.
Rowan! Look at the
What?
fireplace.
No! No.
Why are you all looking like that?
There's some noise coming from there. I mean, it could be the same thing we've been dealing with, but it's another piece of the story.
Is this the fireplace?
Yes.
Each piece of this story could kill us. I recommend not tampering with it further.
Alright.
Because we can learn so much. You don't want to...
Let's go to the
forward.
That knowledge is so important to you, Raka. I think you could acquire it right now.
I'm too tired.
Then I suggest we exit.
Alright.
Let us do so.
And Agari, as you turn to look back, you see before you, you swear what looks like a man and a woman trying to kill each other. One wielding a torch as they fly at each other with death and rage in their eyes, both struggling. And then the vision fades.
I think I just saw our friends again.
What did you see?
They were fighting each other, the man and the woman, in this room. Bad things happened here.
You saw the child, did you? Gary.
Under the bed, yes.
Was it the same one, or did it sound the same?
I would assume it was the same.
Okay.
We haven't
Well-
found the second child's room, right?
Not yet. It's possible.
Every fight, every conflict has been madness. That painting might be the source. I don't think it belongs in this world. I'd like to try and end it.
Well,
I'm all for that.
well, I don't see why not.
Then we should all go together and be ready.
Do you want to hold hands?
Hilarious sense of humor, Raka.
Uh-huh. I've been told Fencase has told me many times.
So over here, drag test. No, it's not. I lied. Don't listen to me. He picks up his torch.
Finally, you pick it up. But it's only embers now.
I've
but
been
it finally
trying to move
springs
it, but I
life.
cannot.
Only, Brian, if you bring it out, only you can control it. Alright, what is Thragtusk doing?
All right, he is 20 feet away. The painting's up in this. Hold on. Yeah, this is the painting.
Yeah.
Thragtusk will slide a hand axe off of his belt. He is going to square up in the painting, and he's going to hopefully hit it directly in the back of the painting, ripping it apart.
Give me an attack roll.
Madness cannot stop it once it has left my hand.
The hand axe goes flinging end over end, and hits right into the wood, digging deep into the center of the painting. It's obviously cut it and ripped it down its center, but the wood behind it stands firm. And whatever cut has occurred in the oils and paint and canvas is just the size of the hand axe.
You have
There's
slain
nothing.
it.
I can only hope. And Thragtusk will move. Oops, Thragtusk will move a little closer to it.
All you can hear is the howling of the wind outside and the creaking of the floorboards beneath your feet.
He will step forward and attempt to remove his hand axe from the wall.
You grip the hand axe, the wood is firm beneath your hand, and with one mighty pull, you grab it away from the wood's own embrace.
Well, brothers, shall we see what is the bringer of this despair, or shall we leave it here to collect more mold?
I'm not sure I understand.
Should I
Reveal
flip it off the wall?
Pull it
Why
back.
don't you take a look?
Using the hand axe, I'll kind of have it underneath the painting and kind of push up to get it to come off of whatever hook or nail I'm assuming it's on.
As you use the hand axe to pry it up, it falls from the wall. And are you trying to grab it, or are you just letting it fall?
I'm letting it fall.
As you pry it up and let it fall onto the floor, it clambers, spreading more dust and mold into the air, piercing through more spider webs, and ripping into the desk beneath it, its oils and canvas further damaged by the fall. But as you squint your eyes and look upon the face, it seems to be a woman from the south, dark-haired, beautiful, in a thoughtful pose, and a dark blue dress with an emerald brooch upon her neck.
It seems to be our girl.
Well, at least that confirms that.
How old does the painting look?
The painting looks very old. Maybe if you want to give me an investigation check.
All right. Here we are. Nah.
It could have been
Ruin a
painted.
1,000 gold painting?
It is not.
Well, thank you for humoring me. I feel better now.
And since you're the closest Thragtusk, you see that it is similar to Baisha's own face, but it's not quite her.
Seems like
Something?
Daisha we met no longer liked her previous appearance and thought it vile enough to slip and not see again.
Yeah, what makes you say that?
Because if that's the woman we talked to earlier, I mean, she is doomed to live out eternity here by herself. Looking at the visage of her old self, the one that she got to be alive and breathing, I wouldn't want that in my life either.
I don't think she's alive anymore.
There's some semblance of humanity if she were to do that.
Well, our supplies aren't here, so I suppose we've wasted enough time.
All right.
Then I suppose it's time to check out the bedroom.
Let us do so.
Again, walking down the gallery, paintings to your north and south, but being careful not to disturb them.
Agari, where are you?
Where'd you go?
Down the hall. We're heading toward the bedroom.
Hey,
Oh, Raka.
you have a torch, do you not?
Sorry. Lost you there.
He was too entranced by the painting.
Is everyone prepared for whatever this house may throw at us next?
Couldn't be more.
Eh,
Then let us
guess so.
advance.
Do we sense anything upon entering?
Always with the starting and stopping. Can I get into the room, please?
As you enter with trepidation, your footfalls slow and purposeful. Nothing.
I'll stand over by the window.
Does the bed look like it's been used recently?
Give me an investigation check as you.
I mean,
look upon
okay,
it.
actually, let me rephrase. Is it
Raka,
covered? Is
one
it
second.
covered? Is it covered in? Is it covered in?
Oh!
Is it covered in filth, dust, and debris?
This room is not.
Okay, yeah. So, actually, does the bed look like it could have used recently?
Yes.
Got it.
Okay, Raka, as you move within 5 feet of the desk, you shudder and are suddenly overwhelmed with the conviction that you have just killed the person you love most. You are overwhelmed with despair, and you move to the desk and you retrieve what appears to be a silver-handled dagger, and
That's
you
a good
rise
find.
it to your own throat.
Who's doing this?
Raka.
Raka.
That's me.
Rowan will spring forward and grab him and tackle him to the ground if he can.
All right. So, if you want to give me a wisdom saving throw, Raka, and then also Rowan, if you want to give me an athletics check.
Exhaustion doesn't affect saving throws, does it?
No.
No, they just
only
ability
only
checks.
ability checks.
Okay.
Just skill stuff. And as Rowan comes to tackle you to the ground, and you're raising the dagger to your throat, you shoulder check him as hard as you can, and the great strong Rowan with this Kenku is now hit with an enormous strength, maybe not entirely his own, as all the air is burst from your mouth, and you go sprawling to the ground. But after just a moment, you don't know what you were doing. You look at the knife, Raka. You see your eyes. You see your face. You're puzzled.
Oh, shiny dagger.
I didn't think you had it in you, Raka. I'm impressed.
And what would that be?
And a glint appears in Rowan's eyes. Ah, I suppose you didn't. Never mind then.
Eh. Why are you all looking at me like that?
Your hands were not
Maybe
your own.
I should hold on to that dagger.
The knife was
Thoughts?
making its
Yeah,
way
you
to your
must.
jugular.
Thank you. And he'll Agari will pull out like a cloth from his pocket and like wrap the dagger up in the cloth, and just kind of like stash it away without touching it.
Okay.
Seems this room is unexciting as the rest.
Still no entrance above.
There is a stairway out of here and up to the left. It should
I-
lead to the attic.
Can I check the desk and see if there's anything important inside?
Oh yeah, give me an investigation check.
Yeah.
Yes.
14.
Oh, that's
As-
right. I need to add disadvantage. Okay, 14.
Even better.
Nice.
So, as you search the desk, your shaking and tired, cold hands rummage through, finding bits of paper and what looks like formal documentation from 50 years ago, all signed by a man named Aldern. And then you find a recently used, clean journal, a book, maybe, as you spread through the pages, looking over them, fingers quickly moving. It talks of flowers from the coasts of Felrune, as well as boiled willow bark and foxglove tea, and Scopelia skylosylamine. It begins to talk of four humors, of exsanguination and patience.
Have I seen this sort of documentation before?
Raka, yeah, he's done. Give me a history check,
Sure.
and it'll be an advantage. You're just
History.
normal,
Okay.
because you're a writer. You're a lover. You're a lover of writing. So you pour over books.
If I can find history with it. There it is.
9. Okay. Sadly, this has been something that's not really been your interest. You haven't really read that many books about. You guess it's medical of some sort, but it escapes you.
Hey. I shall tear out any pages with signatures on them. And then keep the rest of the book as is.
All right.
Ah,
Everyone sees Raka.
What is
Agari.
that, Ruka?
when we
Huh? It's just some medicine stuff. A list of things. And I list off foxglove tea, etc.
Ah,
uh,
interesting.
Agari, when we came upon the settlements, there were tracks into the woods as if hunters had just left. But this city
We
produces.
saw them, didn't we?
This city yes, we saw the tracks, but this city, I don't think, could produce no hunters. But it seems there are at least a single soul that's like-minded enough to maintain this room. Just want to be done with it.
Yes.
Yes, I tire greatly of this endeavor.
Rowan will lead the way to the stairway leading to the attic that he saw earlier.
Before Agari leaves, he's just gonna peek around to see if, like, in the nightstand or something, there's a diary.
Upon the nightstand, you see blood, much of it. And as you search through, there doesn't seem to be anything else. Whatever was in here is gone or was never used.
Follow along.
All right. Let me see if you guys can see
Is there
up here.
another? There was another hallway down here. Oh well.
Was there?
We shall move on
That's how
to
we
the
came
most
We came up down there.
Sure. Let's just
So
move
the
on.
stairs were.
And everybody begins to climb the stairwell, leading into what ostensibly is the attic. And as you come to the door leading up here, it's actually, I've revealed it a little bit too soon, guys, sorry, but it's actually locked.
What door?
There was a door
This
right
one?
here.
This one? Oh.
This door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rowan
What
will
is it?
stand by the wall and dart his head in and out to see down the hallway, in case anything might strike. Then, seeing nothing, he will stand in front of it.
The ever-cautious Rowan sees nothing down the hallway.
Then he will lead the way down it and look and see if there are any doors.
The ever impatient Rakan behind him.
Rowan takes no notice of Rakah's impatience because this is life and death.
And so as you look to the doors to your left and right, you open them one by one, easily sliding open. These seem to be storerooms, each one stacked with old furniture, sheets, linens, boxes, and crates, and other odds and ends.
Thragtusk is gonna raise his voice to let it echo all the way throughout the attic and just proclaim that we have come for what is ours, and we will not leave without it. We can go through you, or leave before you put yourself at risk, but regardless of your action, the supplies are ours.
I agree. Let's just move on.
Rowan will quickly glance into this storeroom.
Oh God, it's dark.
Then I step back out. My apologies.
Don't you still have the
Apparently
torch?
my torch left me. Oh, I found it. I found it.
You be careful not to set the mansion on fire.
For now, at least.
For now.
There is a doorway back here, and a doorway right here.
Rowan will examine this one.
A guy will examine this one.
All right. Are you opening them?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Okay, let's get them both open.
3, 2, okay.
We all die.
And Agari, you see a large number of wooden planks, ropes, and other repair supplies are stored here. The ceiling above sags noticeably. In several areas, patches of the sky above are visible as cold wind howls in and bits of frost fleck through.
Thragtusk, it seems that someone's been doing some repairs.
Perhaps this is what they use to maintain the appearance of the functioning city.
The ceiling of this room angles down steeply, leaving only 4 feet of headroom to the southeast. A low cot and a dresser are on one of the room's only furnishings.
Rowan will examine this cupboard here and see if any supplies are inside of it, though he's doubtful.
As you open it, it seems to have nothing of worth.
Then he will exit the room.
And as you exit the room, Agari, back there you hear something. But Rowan and Rakah, it is almost an assault upon the senses. You hear a scream, a screech, high-pitched and shrill. It echoes through the attic, and the wood around you almost moves and vibrates. It seems to be coming from down the hall.
After you.
Rowan gives Rakah a death stare and then continues to look down the hall, glaive in hand, waiting for the rest of the party to decide whether they're going to follow or look elsewhere. Turns down. Agari, what are you doing?
Agari?
Oh, Brian's internet went down.
Yeah, he messaged. I know. Are you okay? Hello? Medicine check.
It seems like he's frozen in place. The cold from outside has found him. His marrow's still.
Right. He is gone. We shall move forward.
I block Rakah from charging forward like a fool.
Yes.
Okay.
Agar, you've survived worse. Come, please.
Maybe you
see if
should
you can
carry
warm him
him.
up.
Thragtusk will kind of like lightly like knock him on like the side of the head, see if he can rouse.
He's cold as ice and hard as it too. But then again, that could
Yikes.
just be his skull.
I don't think I have anything for that.
See if I can at least move him away from this window. It's probably pretty there's probably a
Is his
draft there
torch
at least.
slowly burning to his hand as he is holding it?
Yes. You move him away from
Should-
the window. Hopefully,
I will
they'll
collect
warm
his-
up.
I will collect his torch cautiously. If I can move it.
Yeah, how do you get it out of his hand? His hand is in like a death grip on the torch.
His hand is in a death grip. You can't do anything.
Are you telling me I can't pry his fingers off of it?
You don't want to risk breaking his fingers. They might
fair
snap
point.
off in this cold.
Fair point, Thragtusk. Well, I'll at least move his arm away. I'll at least angle it so that the fire will keep him warm, but hopefully not burn down to his hand.
Well, we could just put it out, with like a blanket or.
If it comes to that.
He's back.
As life comes back. Oh, he's moving.
Agari, are you alright?
Yeah, it's because you weren't in Discord.
Hey,
Brother, you are with us.
Where did he go?
Agari, where have you gone?
He went through the wall.
Ah, there you are.
sorry, I fell asleep. Old bones.
Fell asleep. Is this something halflings do often?
Sometimes when we're tired, usually.
The grip of this place is a strange, malevolent evil. I think it would be at best not to stand around and wait for its call to come again.
Yes.
This is true. What did you find down the hall?
Oh, we came back. We were worried about you. You had frozen. You were stiff. You were cold. But you are better now.
That's good.
The hunt can continue.
Rakah,
Yes.
lead the way.
Hey, Rowan.
Rowan!
Lead the way.
Lead the way.
Gordon will cautiously begin to advance down the hall, glaive drawn and ready for action.
All right, there was a door you passed.
Ah. Rowan will halt and step back and open it if he can.
We should deal
Okay.
with the screaming before we check idle doors.
Are these mushrooms down here?
Yes.
Agari is going to run in here and pick some mushrooms.
The door opens slightly, but then Thragtusk cautions.
Ah. Well, I will step forward and spring the trap, I suppose.
Okay. Gari, you pick up some purple and red streaked mushrooms. And as you open the door to your right, where the screaming appeared from, let me get this correct so I'm not bucking anything up. You go
Things
to
are gonna
twist.
get fucked up soon.
You go to twist the handle, but the door remains shut, and the unmistakable sound of sobbing can be heard from beyond. You try the door, and no luck.
For better or worse, Rowan's had it up to here with locked doors. He rears back and kicks it open.
All right, give me an athletics check.
Yeah.
All right. 16. Nice. And so, as you kick open the door,
An adult black dragon. An ancient
as you kick
black
open the
dragon.
door, this room is cold and damp. An old armoire stands near the east wall. The ceiling slopes down to not only 4 feet high in the northeast, leaving little room for a small window. A full-size mirror in a dark wooden frame of coiling roses leans against the bricks, angled towards the tiny window. And in the darkness, the howling cold, you see a form, dark. It's a bunched up pile of limbs, and it begins to stand as the door creaks open. It begins to walk towards you.